A Huey helicopter, and we are very fortunate to have a lot of our friends bring these aircraft here this weekend. Now the Commonwealth countries and sought assistance so that pilots could be trained not only for 1,000 pilots, and some 2,000 pilots came out of here at number 10 EFTS. It was very much different to what you see today. We have a big triangular airfield area here. There was some gravel down in each direction, but mostly it was taken. EFTS actually had 98 Tiger Moths here in the training role. That was the principal training aircraft. We have the two Tiger Moths here. Position number 1 and position number 4, the silver one. And we have wrapped with that early era of aircraft that were very classical looking, very 1930s. The streamer in as many pieces as possible without losing sight of the streamer and without breaking his lowest safe altitude. It requires considerable hand-eye coordination. And if you look at it, we are looking against a blue sky. He is looking at that streamer as he is descending on the patchwork of the ground, all browns and greens and whatever other colours that are out there. So it does require, he's flying the aircraft, he's keeping an eye on the target at the same time and keeping an eye on his altitude.
So as the team pulls up into the loop here, just take note of the change in formation from eagle to wedge as they go to the top. So as mentioned, they're flying the Pilatus PC-21 that was brought into service in 2019 to replace the PC-9. It's part of the modernisation of platforms all across the Australian Defence Force. PC-21 is packed full of contemporary avionics. So our pilot trainees will learn everything from visual and RAAF approaches, so quite a wide array of training that they'll receive in that. From the right hand side, being expanded for formation. So the job of the Warbirds is to bring military pilots get to do in the Australian Defence Force.
This is not the only thing they do. These guys are all instructors down at CFS at East Sale.
AFM, so just to get your cameras ready, there'll be a slide and brake at 12 o'clock here. Coming out of the Cuban, so at 12 o'clock you'll see them conduct the wheel manoeuvre. So all of the instructors have actually gone through their pilot training, based on operational skeleton, talk about. So it's a beautiful sound being produced by the 5-bladed prop vice the 4 on the PC-9. Just as the box is conducting their fly past, out to the right we've got 5 and 6 setting up for the mirror.
Air show thing, this is real.
Yeah, these are our 2 fighter pilots on the team, so they're making their top that manoeuvre. So all at one, Squadron Leader Lachlan Hazeldean is leading the snake flick they're about to conduct. He's from Victoria, he joined in 2001, graduated with wings in 2004 off the pilot school, so number 199, so we're up at about course 275 or so. So today we'd like to dedicate the heart to all of our fans that have travelled from far and wide to get here. We've got Mr. and Mrs. Bailey from Nowra, we've got little Phoenix who's followed us the Central Coast Air Show up to Pacific Air Show, and now down here.
They just make it look so easy. And so much practice goes into it.
It does look nice and smooth from down here, but it's quite a ride when you're up there with them tumbling around all of their smoke. All at 2, Flight Lieutenant David Bernard grew up in Adelaide. He studied aerospace engineering at the Adelaide University, joining the Defence Force originally as an engineer. Saw the light, BT.
BT-13s, with the first being delivered in June 1940, before the outbreak of war in the Pacific. Over 11,500 of these were produced. With Pete Clements in the lead, Steve Deeth, Guy Burke and Doug Hamilton. They have been flying continuously since 1996. The display can go from a 3-ship to a 4-ship to a 5-ship, depending upon the needs of the day. And they've also actually flown the 3-ship T Southern Nights formation. Generally speaking, it is the North American Harvard or T6 or SNJ that they use. The type first flew in 1935, built by North American Aviation. It was developed to meet a United States Army aircraft. Huey. The aircraft got its nickname Huey because it was known as the UH-1. And originally it was called the HU-1, so hence Huey. And Huey actually is the Lycoming T-53L, which was actually designed by the guy that built the jet engines for the Messerschmitt 262 in World War II. This particular aircraft is a H model and did serve in Vietnam. You hear that sound of the advancing blade? That is the sound of Vietnam. Flown in by 37th Squadron today. Look at that beautiful shot. We only have a few passes today, but one of the key features of the design of the aircraft to be ramped out. This is the last pass, and here we'll then scoot out back to the north, because remember, these aircraft are on constant call and constant command. Very much different to the aircraft that we first received. Australia was the first export country for the Hercules. We adorned with lots of different nose art, one of which comes to mind, Plonky, which was a beer barrel with a couple of very short stub wings, and strangely enough flown by a guy who was a teetotaler. And they sank 30 ships, and the U-862 became the only U-boat to operate and sink Allied ships in the Pacific and Indian Ocean. There was a total loss of 153,000 tonnes there. Curiously enough, this aircraft serial number is originally 112. The aircraft representing accurately is 211. Between El Salvador and Honduras. Beautifully demonstrated today by Ben Lapper. That engine just does not sound like it's doing any work at all, but I think Ben's... Beechcraft formation, the Beech AT, the Light R670, the Jaikav, the Continental, the Pratt & Whitney R1340 with a 600 horsepower, but the definitive power plant is the one that's considered for this aircraft now. And again, we mentioned the Pratt & Whitney R985 with 400. So these aircraft are used for light transport for personnel and equipment. They were used in every theatre of operations apart from Russia. As you can see, our next display has started. The Pilatus PC the Forest Pepper. On this one, these all sorts of really wonderful machines, and we did it on the Walking U2 Spyplane. Very beautiful demonstration here of the aircraft capabilities. Powered by a 950 shaft horsepower 226. That aircraft was the one that took over from DC-9, and its engine, the same DC-6 but upgraded 1650 horsepower. Designed as a single-engine tandem two-seat turboprop trainer, it was derived from the Pilatus PC-7, but it's virtually a completely new design. If you have a look at the PC-7, the PC-9 and the PC-21, you can certainly see how the lineage was derived from. First RAAF aircraft flew on the 19th of May 1987. 2 were supplied direct from Pilatus, and then 17 were assembled from kits manufactured by Pilatus, and they were assembled in Australia. Formerly owned by Bob Eastgate and Barbara, all the way up from Victoria. Coming in first of our V12 displays is Doug Hamilton flying the 351 Mustang. This particular aircraft is actually built in North American aviation for the World Aircraft. In 1940, and it came about as part of that British Council. Now the service is good, flown by Downunder. From the north, you can see our Warbird formation. The 3 P40s, the 2 Mustangs, the Spitfire and the Corsair. these beautiful aircraft so that everyone here in the audience can see it. Speaks for itself. It's about 30 seconds out. Don't forget to use some hearing protection.
Yeah. Okay.
Now see what they call a configured pass. The aircraft is set up for a landing. It's a dirty pass as well, as they call it. So give him a wave as he goes past. Faster than that, up to Mach 1.61, but every window between here and Brogger would be broken. Up to 600 knots here. Turn. You actually turn one way to give the impression that you're flying to the left, continue the roll through and then go right. A turn invented by a British test pilot by the name of John Derry. Look, I think this might be the weapons bay door open pass. And there they are. pound. And I think what he'll be doing now is coming in with what they call a high alpha pass, a high angle of attack, where the aircraft sets itself up at a very steep nose angle. It's obviously not the steepest nose angle that the aircraft can do, and then it flies along going forward, maintaining exactly the same altitude and moving at about 100 knots. Those of you who have got keen eyes or telephoto lenses, if you have a look at the tail of the aircraft, you can actually see that elevator area of the controls working away. A lot of computer involved in this as well. You can hear how the computers also operate the power on the engines. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Kurt Pierce, the F35A Lightning II, and